Hey there, what's going on? Coach Anthony Dasache from Hustle Strength and Performance TV. And today's video, we're gonna talk about the recipe for setting your young athlete up for success in the gym, especially when they're just getting started. Let's get to it. To keep it as simple as possible, I'm gonna break down everything that we do here at Hustle and what's been the success of myself of 15 plus years in the trenches playing sports, and then almost 12 years in the trenches training young athletes between the ages of 8 to 18 years old. When it comes to training these young athletes, especially when they're just getting started, we take the slow cooker approach, okay? It's about long-term athletic development and setting you up for success for years to come, not just right now. Now, what I mean by that, I'd rather have you be an all-state athlete as a senior in high school, getting colleges to look at you, as opposed to being the all-star in your 10 or 11U travel baseball team, travel softball team, your football team, okay? That's the way that we view it. It's about preparing you for the most important years, especially when those colleges are looking at you, especially when you have a stronger mindset and you have a great foundation. It's not about training to get tired, okay? It's not about doing boot camp style workouts. Let's knock that one out real quick, all right? It's about getting better every single day, okay? If we really wanted to train for exhaustion and train to get tired, I would recommend you to do, 60 minutes of burpees every single day you come in the gym, okay? That's gonna get you tired, but my question is it gonna get you better? I don't really think so, all right? Let's focus on getting you better. Just because you're not sore after a workout, that's totally okay, all right? I want you to build a foundation and focus on, number one, setting a goal, tracking your progress, and staying focused on creating positive habits and discipline that will keep you consistent even when you don't want to get that workout in. Even when you don't want to go to that practice, even when you don't want to wake up early and work out before school because you have no other time, okay? Trust me, I've been there, and getting in that routine and getting the discipline, the success will be tenfold, especially if you stay committed to it. Now, here's the recipe when it comes to setting yourself up for success in the gym. When it comes to getting started, I would recommend coming into the gym, I would recommend starting off with a foam roller, okay? We're gonna foam roll for maybe 5 minutes, okay? And putting yourself through a proper warm-up, okay? Starting with a good ground-based warm-up. After the ground-based warm-up, we would move into a more of a dynamic style warm-up, just to kind of get your heart rate going. And in addition to these, the foam roll, the warm-ups, the ground-based, and the dynamic, we are gonna incorporate some basic mobility exercises that will help improve your flexibility, the way you move, the way you feel. All of this part of the workout is kind of getting you ready, to revving up that engine and getting you ready to go, especially if you're sore, if you're just getting started. These movements that we do in the warm-up will already help you become more athletic. So after we're done with our ground-based, your dynamic, and your mobility work, we're gonna move on to the injury prevention or the prehab activation portion of your workout. Now this portion is gonna be, we're gonna focus on your ankles, your knees, your hips, your shoulders, or any part of your body that is weak, okay? We're gonna address the weak points and we're gonna strengthen those strong points. Now, especially if we're gonna be focusing on a lower body day, for example, we're gonna focus on your hips, your knees, and your ankles. So we're gonna improve the range of motion, we're gonna improve the stability, we're gonna improve the way you feel in those joints so you can be even more ready to attack that lower body day. Now, if we're doing an upper body day, for example, we're doing a push day, you're gonna be focusing on improving your posture, your upper back, your shoulders, so improving the stability, the range of motion, and in those joints as well. Okay, so that's like the injury prevention, the prehab activation portion of your workout, okay? After that part, we're gonna move on to some basic core strengthening exercises. Now, the basic core strengthening exercises that is our foundation here, is more of a stability focus. So we're gonna focus on the basics. I would recommend you to do plank positions, whether you do on your forearms or a push-up, okay? After that, maybe even some side planks. So one side, so your left side, and then your right side. So side planks. In addition to that, we do glute bridges, single leg glute bridges, hollow holds, dead bugs, bird dogs. All that kind of stuff is gonna be in other videos here on this page. That's the focus and the foundation of our core strengthening exercises. From there, we're gonna do some quickness and some speed, quickness or speed drills. Now, we like to focus on the fundamentals of that. So the speed is important, but we like to focus on making sure that our athletes understand how to use their body, how to accelerate properly, but not only how to accelerate properly, but how to decelerate, how to slow down, because a lot of injuries happen when athletes are slowing down, changing directions, okay? So that's important. So we teach them how to get fast, but also how to slow down properly, okay? In addition to that, teach them how to get in a proper angle using their knees for knee drive and arm swings, okay? So arm swings, proper arm swings, some athletes do cross the midline, some athletes, their arms are not bent. So we focus on the fundamentals and the foundation of proper speed training and increase it along the way. So depending on the day, I would recommend you guys to do some jumping exercises. Now, for example, of jumping exercises, we do broad jumps, vertical jumps, we do box jumps, hurdle hops, plate hops, lateral broad jumps. Now, we could do all these different jumping exercises, but one of the things similar to what I talked about with the speed, is the deceleration, the jumps. Yes, it's awesome that you can jump high, but how are you gonna land? Are you comfortable landing on 1 foot? Are you comfortable landing on 2 feet? Are you comfortable jumping off 2 feet and landing on 1? Because that happens in sports all the time. And a lot of injuries, similar to the deceleration, a lot of injuries happen when athletes are coming down from a jump. So learning how to absorb that force and land softly and take care of your body on that landing is super, super important. So we put a lot of emphasis on landing techniques as much as we do on jumping techniques, okay? So I think it's just as important, if not a little more, okay? In addition to that, I would recommend you to work on some basic agility exercises. Now, basic agility exercises could be reacting to a given stimulus, okay? So reacting to a color, reacting to a cone, sprinting and changing directions once a coach says something. And it's all about agility is coordination and controlling your body as you change directions, okay? And so that's the closest that we could do to translating over to a sport. Okay? Because soccer, for example, is played, you're gonna react to somebody going a certain direction. So that's how we carry over into that sport. If you're a shortstop in baseball or softball, you're gonna react just like that to a ground ball coming to your left. So we kind of translate that into the drills that we do here, and it carries over into all sports, football, baseball, softball, you name it. It all carries over, especially that agility piece, okay? But it all starts with the coordination, the balance, and controlling your body, doing basic movements, and then we increase the intensity as they get better, okay? Now, in addition to that, we do some upper body power exercises, okay? Now, what is that? So we do some medicine ball throws, like for example, chest passes with the broad jump, regular chest passes. We would do rotational tosses each direction, power slams, overhead throws. All this kind of stuff increases the power of the upper body, and it's very important, especially for all sports, I would have to say. But yeah, upper body power is super important. We incorporate it throughout our workouts as well, and I recommend you do the same. Now, moving on to the most important part of the training is basic strength training, okay? So there are 11 attributes that an athlete will need in varying degrees when it comes to playing a sport, okay? So strength, speed, power, agility, muscular endurance, cardiovascular endurance, flexibility, coordination, agility, balance, and accuracy. Now, strength is the only attribute that I mentioned up there that when you improve your strength, everything I just mentioned will improve. So with that being said, strength is king, okay? It's the foundation of everything. The stronger and more flexible that you are as an athlete, the faster and more explosive you will be. Okay, I will say that again. The stronger and more flexible you are as an athlete, the faster and more explosive that you will be. That's from my years playing sports and my 12 plus years in the trenches training young athletes. Now, weightlifting will not stunt your growth, especially if you're just getting started. It's actually beneficial for bone health and injury prevention. But I'll tell you what, too much too soon, overdoing it, that will lead to injury. Now, it's all about buying into that consistency over intensity mindset, okay? Consistency, I would recommend getting started with 1 to 2 days a week, and then building up as you go. No more than that. And then as soon as you can handle more, we'd be more than happy to give you more. When it comes to strength training, here's what we do. I would recommend you to start with body weight first. Body weight first. Now, body weight push-ups, body weight squats, body weight lunges, body weight rows, banded movements, those core exercises, the planks, the lunges, the planks, the side planks, the dead bugs, the glute bridges, all that stuff, that's great to incorporate into your training as well, all right? Now, once you've done those, once you've mastered those body weight exercises, I like to tell our athletes that you have to earn the right to use the weights. You have to earn the right to use the kettlebells. You have to earn the right to use the dumbbells. And it's all a progression into using the barbells and the trap bars for the hex bar for the deadlift, okay? Our big three, the squat, the bench, and the deadlift. Very rarely do we let an athlete come in on their day one, even if they're 14, 15, 16 years old, and use the barbell on their first day. Now, especially if you're 10 or 11 years old, nope, you gotta earn the right. And earn the right, you have to master those movements over a long period of time, okay? So that's what it comes down to. Body weight first, earn the right to touch the weights, the kettlebells, the dumbbells, get into a great program, a good consistent program with that, and then earn the right to touch the barbells, okay? That's the recipe for success when it comes to our strength program, all right? And from there, I would recommend some accessory movements into your program. Now, what are accessory movements? That could be single leg movements, like a step up, like a lunge, whether it's reverse, forward, side, curtsy. There's plenty of different lunges. In addition to that, we do push movements, like a dumbbell floor press. From the floor press, we do a bench press, a dumbbell bench press, a pull. So pull-ups is a great exercise. But we could scale that down to doing inverted rows, banded rows, band pull-aparts. Banded movements are great, and it's all about teaching, the squat, the hinge. So a hinge is a movement that we would teach into teaching the athlete how to do a deadlift. Carries. Carries is another accessory movement. So picking up something heavy and walking with it. We could do farmer walks, we could do suitcase walks, we could do goblet walks, especially if you're just getting started. Overhead carries, all that kind of stuff is great for young athletes, especially, what I would say is, the kids these days have backpacks that are like 20, 30 pounds plus their baseball or their travel bag for their sports. Those are heavy, all right? So they're carrying stuff all the time. So what we teach them how to do it properly, and it also improves their grip strength, their posture, all that kind of stuff, and their core strength as well. So more accessory movements, to elaborate more on it. We focus on the glutes, the hips, more of the posterior chain, the hamstrings, strengthening that on the athletes, in addition to, like I said, the banded variations. So mini band walks, monster walks. We can do band pull-aparts, banded rows. All that kind of stuff is great for young athletes to just learning how to control their body before they use the weights. In addition to, even in our activation portion, we do that for our athletes as well. In addition to that, we would recommend some sled variations. So if you have access to a sled, that'd be great, because sleds are awesome. So we use them for athletes all ages, whether you're doing a sled push, a sled drag forward, a sled drag backwards, lateral sled drags, upright sled drags. Sled drags are great, and they're awesome to help athletes become more powerful, stronger, and faster. And it also teaches good running mechanics, especially if you're pushing forward with the knee drive. So plenty of benefits on the sled, plenty of options, especially from all ages of athletes. So after that, we like to do like a little stretch. I would recommend you do some stretches to help with your flexibility for maybe five minutes after your workout, a cool down, and focus on your breathing, okay? Focus on your breathing. That's very important, especially after your workout. So if you want to just sit down, lay down on your back, focus on breathing through your belly, all that kind of stuff is great. Now, one of the things that we use to track our athletes' progress at Hustle, and I recommend you do the same at home, are indicator exercises, okay? So an indicator exercise are just exercises that you use as a foundation and you use to improve on as you go as you track your progress, okay? So some of the indicator exercises that we use, especially when athletes are just getting started, are broad jumps. So we see how far an athlete can jump, especially on their day one. Vertical jumps. So vertical jump, how high can you jump, okay? 10-yard sprint, so flying 10-yard sprint, how fast are you in the 10-yard portion, in a 10-yard range, okay? So we time that. We do a 5-10-5 drill. So it's more of like a pro agility drill, 5-10-5. Push-ups. So push-ups, how many push-ups could an athlete do in 30 seconds, do to a minute, okay? So we put a timer on the clock. We check their form first to make sure that they're doing it properly. We address that and we take notes on that as well, but we're taking notes on everything. We take notes, for example, on how the athlete does those push-ups and where we could improve on. And then we get a number on how many they would do in those 30 seconds or 60 seconds. We do a chin-up test, okay? If they're able to do chin-ups, okay? So chin-ups are great indicator exercises because based on our experience, once we get an athlete to do one chin-up or one pull-up, they're gonna get better, okay? If they increase their pull-ups by 2 or 3, I can almost guarantee that they're gonna be faster when they run on the field and in the gym, and they're also gonna be stronger, okay? Because it's a great relative body strength test, okay? So pull-ups are great. I would recommend if you can do pull-ups, I would recommend them as much as you can. Now, another indicator exercise that we do is an endurance test. So we like to get our athletes on the bike, okay, for 2 minutes on the bike, and I would have them go as fast and as far as they can in those 2 minutes, okay? And we're gonna track that progress, see how far they went and how many calories they burned on that first day, okay? Now, all these numbers are great because it provides us a baseline to help create a program for you when you come into the gym, or this will be great for you if you're not able to come in the gym, to just create a baseline for you and set goals and hold yourself accountable to improve and track this progress every 4 to 6 weeks and see how much you've improved and see where you can continue to improve and improve on your strengths as you go. So at the end of the day, we're here to keep it fun and challenging for the athletes while having the athletes buy into that 1% better mentality. And I hope that's why you're on this page as well. Now, that's our foundation of stuff that we do in the gym. Now, to be a well-rounded athlete, I would recommend looking into getting a basic knowledge of nutrition. Now, basic knowledge of nutrition, especially, it doesn't matter what age you're at. I want you to understand what it takes to make smart eating choices and learning how to fuel your body for performance. So look at food as helping you perform on the field, perform at practice, at games, in the weight room. Okay, so learning how to, pre and post workout nutrition, what to eat for snacks between tournaments or on the way to games, and what to have for breakfast, what to have for lunch, what to have for dinner, all that kind of stuff. In addition to hydration, how much water are you drinking? So keep all of that in mind. And like I said, there's gonna be plenty more videos on that here to come. But learning how basic knowledge of nutrition is important, and learning the growth mindset, implementing the growth mindset and becoming more confident on the playing field. So that is huge. That is number one. I know I said strength is king, but let me tell you something. Confidence is the number one transferable trait from the weight room to the playing field. It's not speed, it's not agility, it's not quickness, it is confidence. When we work with athletes at Hustle, for example, the parents reach out to us and they say, hey, he's more confident on the field. He's more confident on the court. That compliment is amazing because we know that, it all starts in the gym, okay? So confidence carries over into the field, at home, in life, all right? So it's all about becoming 1% better every single day and doing what you can to implement that growth mindset and improve that confidence, all right, guys? Invest in continuous improvement, invest in yourself, and I can guarantee you'll set yourself up for success on and off the field. I hope you got a lot of value in this video, and I'll see you in the next one. And as always, thanks for hustling. Hey, I really hope you enjoyed today's video and that it truly helped you become stronger, faster, and more confident. If it helped, can you please do me a favor and click that like button down below? And by clicking the like button, it lets YouTube and myself know that you do like this type of content and to keep making more of it. Also, comment down below with any questions that you may have, and I will personally take the time to answer them as soon as I see it. If you don't have any questions, just leave a comment and let me know how I'm doing. I truly appreciate that too. And one more thing, if you haven't, be sure to subscribe to the channel by clicking the bell notification down below. I'm putting out new content every week, and if you're not subscribed, you won't be notified once I put out that content. So I appreciate you guys for taking the time to watch, and as always, thanks for hustling.